All right, then. With that, we're gonna start the event. So, hello everyone. At first, my name is Raz. I'm the admin of the server, and it's nice to see so many of guys here around. And today we're going to discuss the very new album Mercury Act 1 by Imagine Dragons. It's really exciting. It's been a week. We've had a lot of discussions, a nice week of listening to the new material after 3 years since Origins came out. And I'm really excited to be joined by my panelists of today, if they want to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome.
Not a panelist, but hello.
What did you say?
All right then. I'm really excited to be here today, and I think if nobody has to say anything further, we're going to listen to all the songs on the album, and we're going to discuss each song with all the panelists for around a few minutes. We're going to talk about what has been said in the past by the band members about the songs, about the meanings, lyrics, and everything else involved. So also feel free to tag along in the event chat if you want to also include anything. And with that said, we're going to first start to talk a bit about the album in general, I would say. So Mercury has been released a week ago on September 3rd, and yeah, I already said it's been like 3 years since we last had an album release, and super excited that we finally got some new material. And I wanted to start a bit first about the record in general, because what has been said about the album, about the inside and outside part, because I think Dan has talked about this, that songs are swapping between those topics, like looking inside and also looking outwards, and the album is split in that way. If anybody wants to talk about this, maybe.
When I first heard that it was gonna be going between the inside and the outside, like switching pretty much every song between that, I thought it was gonna make it incredibly inconsistent to listen to. But after listening to it, I was pleasantly surprised how well it all fit together.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No. You can go.
All right. I sort of thought the same thing. Like at first, it worked really well. Like between My Life, Lonely Wrecked, I thought that worked well. All the way up until I think it was Giants, It's Okay, and Dull Knives. I thought that transition just didn't really work.
Yeah,
Like like a
Speci-
heavy song, and then a really chill bongo song, and then a hard rock song.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that didn't work out as well.
I think It's Okay going into Dull Knives is fine, but I feel like Dull Not or not. I feel like It's Okay and Number One could have been switched around.
Hmm.
Although that wouldn't.
I agree with that.
That wouldn't make sense lyrically wise, because like one is looking inward, one's looking outward. I can't remember which is which, but.
I mean, we can at least agree that the overall flow of the album is better than the Origins one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I could add something,
Yeah,
I really think that I also wasn't really a big fan of the transition from Follow You to Cutthroat. Like you have this song about relationships and you know being happy with your partner and stuff, falling in love again, with the song about looking inward about yourself, and it just like a brick wall change.
Okay, I can understand that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
sonically.
I think Dan-
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. I think sonically it works, but I definitely see what you mean about the lyrics there.
I think the point of it was, I think Dan said it like before we even knew the album. It was right when the two were dropped. He said that they were sonically and lyrically the most distant from each other. So like before we knew the track list, I was thinking Follow You would be first and Cutthroat would be near the end. So it just took me by a surprise when they were together.
Yeah, so also another thing I want to talk about is it was also very prominently talked about they were working with Rick Rubin on this album as a producer, and because they were looking for some help from the outside, and Dan talked about that Rick basically listened to around 70 demos for the album, and they were also, while working on the album, they were going over each lyric, and if Dan wrote a sentence, Rick tried to change it to be more honest, and he tried that Dan doesn't use so many metaphors as on previous albums.
Yeah, I agree on that. That you can really hear that or like see that in the lyrics. He's completely honest, and I've heard that in like several interviews. Dan said he believes in complete honesty and he wants to live with complete honesty. And yeah, that's kind of the like his life choice right now, like being completely honest and being with people that are completely honest.
Yeah.
All right, so does anyone have anything else to talk about the album in general? Any topic, or do you want to start with the first song?
First, I'd like to say I think it definitely has its own unique identity, more so than Origins did. Because like
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Origins
Yeah.
100% felt like a either B-sides or a sister album to Evolve,
yeah,
Yeah, it just felt like Evolve 2.
basically.
Yeah,
yeah.
what I'm enjoying is that there's different moods. Like I get into different moods, which reminds me of Smoke and Mirrors, where I was like in a mood.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Gold and I'm So Sorry, but then the next day I was like Dream and The Fall, and there
Second
was like
Chance.
they gave us all of
We love second
Yeah.
chances.
types.
For sure.
With that record, it's kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy that. I have to say.
Definitely. I've already added 2 songs to my workout playlist, another one to chill playlist, so
As well,
Let me
what
guess,
I
Dull
wanted to
Knives and
add
Giants are the
Yeah,
workout ones?
yep.
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
I wanted- Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to ask about your general opinion in terms of comparing it to other albums and rating it in comparison to those others at the end. So I'm going to ask that later.
Yeah, I
But
was
in
going to add something else in general, but not like about rating it.
yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Before we continue like to the songs, okay. There's the evolution of them, like the man or the boy, where you see in Night Visions, and then like there's the hands of the man, and then
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
And I thought it's interesting to see what Dan said about that is that there is a falling man, but actually he's talking about like that it should show the land, like the landing of the falling man. So
Yeah.
the set of sound.
I really liked that, how he said that.
Yeah, I just think it's an interesting fact for all the people that didn't know, because it looks like
Mm.
a man is falling and he's lost himself, but actually it's not. It's like him like settling down and like looking forward, and yeah, just
Great then.
Yeah.
So if anyone has to add something?
No.
All right then.
No, so good.
The cover art looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
From
yo,
a
can I
distance, it looks like Hamilton.
It does. That was the first thing I
Yeah.
thought of.
All right then. Then I think we're gonna start with the first song. It's going to be
Yeah.
My Life, and enjoy.
The what?
well, what we wanted to do is like tell the people that maybe like get the lyrics and look at the lyrics, right?
Oh yeah, I pointed that out. If you want to read the lyrics as we're listening, that might be helpful.
Oh yeah, and also because streaming numbers are pretty important at the first weeks. If you want to stream along on mute on the album, that would be really great because that supports the band as well.
Yeah.
All right then, let's
Yeah,
go. All right, then this has been My Life, and it's the first track of the album, and it's one of the inward songs. So looking inward. So I stopped Net for a second there. So if you want to start over about what you wanted to talk.
Where was I starting? I saw like an overall progress, or I don't know if that's the right word, but like if you look at the verse, the first two verses, you kind of see that it is like kind of sad and depressed and distraught, and it looks like in the refrain, like at the end of the song, it gets into like positive thinking, and I found that interesting.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. So like the first two verses are like kind of looking over all of his problems, but then when it gets to the refrain and the instrumental breakdown, it's like trying to
Right,
look on the positive side, like the bright
right,
side.
and that kind of refers to the whole topic um, of the album. When you think about like he says it's about hard times that people go through, like everyone goes through hard times. Some people have struggled with mental health, and it just, yeah, it's about like still celebrating life and still see the positive side, and that song kind of includes that as well.
No, yeah, I see what you're meaning. What you're saying, and I think it's probably not coincidence. And it's also the starter of the album, so it kind of like gives preference to what the whole album's going to be like.
Yeah, I think in general it's a really vulnerable song, I would say, because it also, I think it is about like substance abuse as well, maybe. And also it's about self-reflection and thinking about, is this really my life? And I think that's rather beautiful because uh, you have your ups and downs in life, and reflecting about what has happened, like all these years pass by and we're growing older, like
Yeah, I'm still
what
here
you've been
today.
going through and like your path through life, through all of this.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Like during the second verse, it says, like I've walked on the bridge, I shouldn't have crossed. I find myself a user. So it's like definitely about the substance abuse, but I think it's also sort of talking about like how once you start, it's the
Do you
worst
want to
part is
genuinely
like
say?
trying to stop.
I agree on that, but I also have like an interesting part of an interview where Dan said he found himself like a couple of years ago. He found himself in part of his life where he was blaming everything on other people, like his life choices, as if he didn't choose by himself. Like, for example, he blamed his parents for raising him Mormon. He blamed on like Asia, or I don't know, on just like he felt like he was put or forced into a marriage and got a kid too early and all that stuff. And maybe like referring to that as well, like, is this really my life? That he was at that point of where he wasn't sure anymore what he is, until he realized it was all his life choices, and it's all okay and it's all good, and he's still here, you know.
Do you have that interview
There,
saved anywhere?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd honestly be really, really curious to read that.
It's actually I'm gonna talk about that interview in like another song as well. It's like a 1 hour interview, and I highly recommend it. It's very cool.
there's a, I don't know if it's the whole interview, but if you look on Genius, the lyrics for My Life at the end of a quote, it says the subject matter is pretty self-evident. I wanted the song to end on a note that felt empowered rather than controlled by substance. So like the whole point of it is like, yeah, it's impossible. It's hard to get out of, but if you try to empower yourself, it's possible.
if I could just add something to about the song really fast. I really like the pre-chorus to it. Like it's just like introspective on it, and it just leads into like that explosive chorus, and I really, I resonate with the lyrics about it as well. So I really enjoy that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I really think it's
Yeah,
a
it's
good
great.
opener to the album in general.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it's pretty cool. I mean, I just wanted to add, like, real quick, because I find it really interesting that, like, in the other albums, the opener song was like a, just like this bombastic anthem through and through, like rejective shots. I don't know why, but this song it starts slow and just gradually builds up to that like bombastic moment. And I think that's, I mean, not just a great way to like introduce the album, like it just works so well.
And I like how the song can work as a closer too. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it could definitely work
Oh
as
yeah,
one.
definitely.
Yeah.
Also, I like how it has a refrain. They don't usually do refrains. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
someone in chat said Kenny definitely sets up the theme for the album. I would say I definitely agree with that. Like, it's an overarching theme of the album, like talking about these problems.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah.
all right then, so I would say let's continue with the next song, and it's going to be "Lonely." Enjoy,
Lonely.
Let's
everyone.
go. Nice.
All right, this has been "Lonely," and first thing I want to say, it's such a bummer that it's such a short song in general. It's only 2 minutes 39. Like, I would love to bop to this a little longer.
I mean, even with this short duration, it works for me, or at least I think for everyone here.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like, in general, what is so special about the song is like the the instrumentation that is vibing super well, and like, and all those backing vocals, like also that are repeating in the back, like. And also a very special thing is the LONEL. Why am I so lonely? Because Boots. It's turn of our Boots.
What wasn't that Pistol Whip?
It does it in both.
Oh, does it in both?
It was
Was it
Boots.
Boots? Oh, okay. I'm a fake fan.
There's
I had to
there's
include the
like
Boots
I'm a
reference.
fake
like,
fan.
for
I'm a
real.
fake fan. Never mind. Ignore me.
Shame.
I think they spell out Imagine in Pistol Whip or something.
I'm pretty sure that was still Boots.
Yeah,
Is it?
the judgment. Like, I wanted to that one because I needed a Boots reference. Like,
I haven't listened to Pistol Whip in like a year.
How
See,
disgraceful.
this is gonna be very controversial, so I'm gonna watch the chat blow up. But "Lonely" is my least favorite off the album.
Whoa.
That's a
what?
shame. It's honestly
What?
Shameful. I'm wow.
You can see all the
I-
people in the event chat.
Yeah,
Bro,
everyone's.
it's my second favorite, bro. Like the way he just
It's-
like almost like raps those verses is just so good to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my top 5 of the album as
Yeah,
well.
I'd
Yeah.
say so.
It's not a bad song by any
Oh, hey.
means, but I feel like with lyrics, this not personal, but like lyrics like this, it should have a more slower tone to it.
Okay, I can see that.
To me,
oh, it gives it a new
like,
spin.
Yeah.
I did the research. Pistol Whip doesn't have any spelling.
So I'm a fake fan.
I'm pretty sure the other song
Speak
with
to me in
spelling
Boots.
is "Speak to Me." Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me again, this is like depends on the mood that I'm in, and my life really gives me like everything when I'm in the like in the mood for a song like that. You know what I mean? And I'm really happy it's on the record.
Actually, I wanted to point something out in the second pre-chorus. If you look at the lyrics, it's again talking about substance abuse and Dan's experience with it, where it says, taking a bow, looking so proud, but look at me now, talking about pills in my mouth. So I think,
Under the
at
tongue,
least in
isn't it
my
fun?
eyes, yeah. But I think, at least in my eyes, that's, taking a bow, looking so proud, that's him, like, on a show, like, looking proud of himself, and then he goes in the back, and it's like, it's an addiction to feed, like, he has to, right after a show, as soon as it's possible. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but
No, I completely agree with that.
under the tongue, isn't it fun?
I
And then lights, camera, action, and scene is like, oh hey, now we're doing an interview about your show. Look up.
Yeah, I think also the way he kind of raps it, or he sings it very like fast, refers to that, like him losing himself, like getting into that like spiral, like yeah.
I like how the lyric video thumbnail is just black with only the text. Kind of emphasizes the one.
I like all the lyric videos. I like the fact that they're shot on film cameras instead of like a high res digital one.
I'm really
But
hoping
that's
for like a
just,
super cut of their time in the studio.
I would think so. They brought cameras like everywhere with them. Like we got the Cutthroat making of record video.
yeah, there's no way.
So I would
There's
think we got more.
no way they just recorded stuff for Cutthroat. So I'm sure there's
In the music videos, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking they waited because of they didn't have to blur the stuff after it comes out.
Right.
It's just smart.
maybe it'll come out.
They might be waiting for.
Go ahead. I think we were about to say the same thing.
Oh yeah, I think they're gonna wait for Act 2 because a lot of Act 2 songs might be on those whiteboards. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Off topic isn't necessarily bad. Like it's also about the album in general, so it also
Oh, yeah.
counts, I would say.
Okay.
But if nobody wants to add anything else, I would say that we want to continue with the next song, and that would be Wrecked.
It's got an awesome bass line.
All right, then let's go. It's enjoy. Yeah, so
Wow.
this has been Wrecked. Yeah, it's really an emotional one because I can totally understand if anybody needs to cry at any point in the song, and I wanted to start the discussion about the song with a quote by Dan, and he wrote about the song in a very long length, and I wanted to include it because it is really important. So I wrote this shortly after the passing of my sister-in-law Alicia after a year of battling cancer. The last text I got from her was during my separation with Asia. I was in a very dark and very lost place, and she sent me this. It says it all. I wept when I got it sitting in a hotel room across the world with my brother and watched her take her last breaths. I felt the most overwhelming grief I've ever experienced. It's shaken me to my core. Not a day goes that I don't think of her. I see her in every smile, every act of grace and humility I witness. She is in everything good, and in that way she lives on. I hope there's something after this life. I hope to see her again. I miss her so much. Shows. Front row, like no one was watching, but we all were. Yeah,
Wow.
that's the quote by Dan, and I think it
Wow.
basically says it all. Like all of
Thanks
the
for
grief.
thanks for
Go ahead.
preparing the quote. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so like the overwhelming grief after experiencing the loss of somebody, I think everybody knows about it. Like it's a really hard topic to talk about because I think everybody knows someone like everybody made something like a similar experience, and yeah, it's because I'm also thinking of somebody else, and I have to cry almost. So
Oh no, please.
no, all good.
Actually, I'll contribute mine as well. It was 13 years ago. I had lost my mother, and I didn't know her very well. It was my parents were divorced, but the fact that I have very small memories of her. Some people that I meet in life remind me of her, and it's just like that line. Where was it? I don't remember the exact line, but it was like everything reminds me of you, and it comes in waves. As soon as something reminds me of her, it's like a wave of grief and remembrance. And I don't know. I feel like this song's like just like a really good, not grieving tool, but like a way to get those emotions out.
Yeah, also another quote, a shorter one I found is also by Dan. He said that it is really a staple of what the whole album is about, which is the finality of life and how finite this time is, and how important it is to cherish those that we love and cherish our relationships, because you never know when they'll be taken away from you. Yeah, I don't know what to say, because like all those quotes I mentioned before, they basically say everything about the song and the general feelings, and I think everybody
Yeah,
also shares those.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about this song in particular because I mean it's still a great song. Like it just I don't connect to it as much as others, but like I totally understand, of course, and like I can feel the emotion in the lyrics, the way Dan sings. So yeah, even if I like don't relate as much, I still like can feel like the emotion behind it, and like that's what makes it such a great song.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
If I could add something, are you guys ready to hate me?
Sure.
um,
Depends.
like Nub said about Lonely, I think I like Wrecked, but it's not my favorite from the album.
I mean it's not like my absolute favorite either. Like I can totally understand, but it's still a great song. Like I like the lyrics a lot. I think the lyrics are some of the best in the album.
Yeah, like objectively, I think it's a good song, but it's like I just remember being in the like being on the subreddit right after it was released and people saying like that it's the best in the discography and stuff like that, and I just couldn't connect to it, and I felt like it was kind of overrated when it was first released.
Yeah, everybody probably has another story in their lives and another connection to the song, probably, because I think that makes it hit in a different way also.
And
And another thing is that it has been a single and you've heard it a lot more already, rather than the rest of the songs that weren't singles. So maybe that also makes it work into it, because some people simply skip those songs at this point because they have heard them so many times already.
and I wanted to add like their like because you said that twice already, like are you ready to hate me or something. Like I mean it's subjective, and I don't think there's a wrong or a right when you say like I like this song and this song is the best one and this song is the worst. You know, there's it's subjective, and I think just everybody has to find like yeah their songs, or like yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
okay.
true. Because objectively, Trouble is their worst song, and people like it.
Wrong.
Oh.
Opinion is wrong.
Yeah,
Before we get
Incorrect.
into we get into uh, unpopular opinions and hating on each other and also crying ourselves to sleep, maybe let's continue with the next song, because I think we already talked for a few minutes about this one and we also want to get through everything. So I think let's continue with Monday.
we get into Monday now.
Enjoy. Yeah, Monday, everyone. Let's do into this discussion.
It's the
So,
best song on the album. Come on.
I'm a
I
feel
mean,
that in
It is the best song on the album. You cannot tell me otherwise. It is the best.
again like
yeah,
Monday's so
this fight.
good.
like if anything, I really like the production
in the song, like the synths. It flows very well, so I like that a lot. The lyrics, I'm not as big of a fan. I mean, I guess Dan tried to like pick something that like people don't like, which is Monday, and then like turn it into something positive. I don't know if like if it really works, but I mean it's a fun song, not one of my favorites in the album, but still like it's not bad. I enjoy it. You can dance to it, so that's
And
cool.
to me, that was one of those songs that the more I heard it, the more I loved it. Like I have to say, when I heard the record, Monday was like not my favorite song, and now it gets like more and more to the top, and that's kind of interesting. And as
I
well,
think
like to answer to Rivers Man, I think he said it was a love letter to Asia. So um, yeah, with the Monday thing, it's kind of a metaphor, I think.
Yeah, I think Dan mentioned that he created the song so they could dance to it, and that it is supposed to be tongue in cheek, like a fun song in general, like the all the do do do's, and I think it's just light-hearted in general, and it's I think I really enjoy it because it's so cheeky, and also the instrumental break with the guitar is also, I really enjoy that part.
Yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah,
think it's
Monday just. Oh, go ahead, Noob.
oh no, sorry.
Uh, Monday just makes me happy. Like it's just like a song that just makes you smile. And honestly, I think this song makes me happier than like It's Okay and No Time for Toxic People.
I think it's a fine song. Like I really like the Rainbow Tower part, but like the rest of it's just like it has that Imagine Dragons feel to it. You know, it's like oh, this could be on Smoke and Mirrors. This could be on pretty much any album.
Mm, I think they try to do some songs that are something else, and that is one of those.
I really like the last few seconds of the song with the instruments, how they kind of fade out. I don't know. That really clicked with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also, what I want to mention this because this is one of the songs where Andrew Tallman was also involved in producing, I think. Like he has been one of the band members like really back in the day, and he came back to help on this album, and I think that's really cool.
We need a happy Andrew emote now.
I
If we
I
find one.
I think Andrew just helped write it because it has drums. It
Yeah.
has Platt's credited as drums.
Yeah, I just checked and like the songs that he helped write that are on the album are Don't Knives, Giants, It's Okay, and Monday.
So, like,
We
may I ask the question? Maybe one of you know. If I remember right, Andrew was the drummer, like previously,
yeah.
and but he like did he help write the songs, or did he also like create the like beats with Platts, or does anyone know?
Well, if you look on Genius and credits, it just has Platt's on drums and written by it has
Hmm.
Tolman. So I
Hmm.
don't know. I know Genius is fan curated, so there's not 100%.
Like in the like the BMI website where like it shows the songs and who composed them, like Andrew Tolman is listed as a writer and composer.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and it's on Spotify too. The credits.
Yeah, and also it says Gold production also by Goldwing, and I think Goldwing is the uh, producing duo of Wayne and Andrew. So
Yeah.
So it's safe to say he had at least some instrumental influence.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean they always say like they do everything together anyways, so
Right.
probably like at least influenced them.
Right then, if anyone agrees that Monday is the best day of the week, then raise your heads.
I mean,
I mean,
Like,
Monday is definitely getting better if I listen to that song. Yeah.
yeah, it's a grower for sure.
It's a good song, just not my favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, yeah.
yeah, Garfield is crying in the corner right now.
Again, like there's no right and wrong.
I just find it funny how the
The
person in
Giants is the
chat
best team.
with
No,
the
no, I'm kidding.
I I find it funny how the guy in chat with the Garfield profile picture is the one who hates Mondays so much.
Yeah.
All right then, so I think we can continue with the next song, and that is number one. Enjoy, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, number one, everyone. So it's one of the inwards tracks again, and I think in general we can say it's a hymn of self-love, and that the opinion of
Yeah.
yourself is more important than of any other person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really
Uh,
like this one.
I think it was
Mm.
verse 2. I wanted to point out where it said, "Yeah, number 1 to 3, you've let me down again. Why am I surprised?" It's sort of like how you can't really rely on other people to not really help you, but you can't rely on anyone else except yourself. So once someone's let you down so much, you're like, oh, well, that's not surprising, but I can't let myself down.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
to me, this is like one of those self-therapy songs, or like at least as a listener.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
clearly,
it's one of those things that's like you know, I mean, like I first of all, like the most important thing, like first I gotta know myself and I gotta know that I'm worth that, and so that I can like begin to, interact with other people. And like if people let me down, I know that I can still move on and like
mhm.
do stuff.
I remember back in the days of smoke and mirrors and and those times where Dan always mentioned that he knows that his problem is that he gives people's opinions about him and what he does too much weight and defining himself by that, and that he's trying to get rid of that thinking. And I think number one refers pretty much to that. Like as well, like in the song business, like other bands and fans of other bands, like just hating each other, hating other artists, and he's giving that too much weight all the time.
You
It
yeah,
could
you
have.
can
Oh, sorry,
you
my bad.
can even oh yeah. I mean you mentioned smoke and mirrors, like you can even take like the first song shot in where he says like I can help you because I'm only gonna do things wrong,
Right, right, right,
it
right.
seems like I had a loaded gun and I just shot everyone I love. Like I can only do things wrong. Yeah. And now he's like, I mean, I I have to move on. I know I can still do good things. I know I'm worth. You know, that's still my number one.
And finally get to say whatever all other people think. Like the lyrics goes something like, they may not believe you or they may not believe in you, but you know that you know who you are and what you can do, and you have to find that self, like yourself, and loving that.
Yeah, yeah. That's well said.
It could, because songs are written years before they come out. I don't know if any of y'all remember, but Foster the People actually came out and was like slandering the band, and Dan actually made a response to it. So
Yeah,
this
I
song
remember that.
it could have been written around that time where he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I don't like it. Oh well, that's your problem," sort of thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. Mm.
think if nobody wants to add something, or if anybody in chat wants to include anything, I'm just going to look over it for a second. They didn't like it at first, but it's grown on them, for example, or what I've also seen that it's a forgettable song in their opinion.
I mean, this is probably like the one song on the album that I'm gonna defend the most because I mean I really really like it. So I don't think it's forgettable. I think like this instrumental and the lyrics like they fit well and like just makes for like a great song.
Even for people that maybe don't like the instrumentals in number one, but at least the meaning of the song is so important. Like for every single person out there, just like you don't have to listen to the song, but just look at the lyrics and try to get to that point in your life because it's so important.
I wanted to point out, I might be wrong, but it's the last song recently that's had trumpets since Battle Cry. I could be wrong, but the last song I remember having trumpets was Battle Cry.
That's really interesting. I didn't think about that at all.
Oh,
I think you're right about that. Because that's what I've always thought about it too.
Yeah.
Huh. Alright then, so I think we can continue with the next song. You will always still be my number one, guys, but we have to continue. Alright then, so next one is Easy Come, Easy Go. Enjoy. Alright, Easy Come, Easy Go, the sixth track of the album and also an Outwards track. So I must say, I really, really love the song. It's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Like, I really love the groove of it. Like, I've already been a fan of Yesterday and Cool Out, like all those
Yeah.
groovy and soothing songs, and this continues with this one.
I just want to say the drums in that song are amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This whole
Like-
song is just wow. This is
Yeah,
not what I was
it's-
expecting.
No,
I was
no, me neither.
expecting, like, whenever you hear the term "easy come, easy go," it's like, your money. Like, oh, hey, I got a paycheck, I have to spend it all. But like, wow, this is such a good song.
To me,
No, I'll
Yeah.
be honest. I don't hear the phrase "easy come, easy go" that much. Like of course I know it's a thing, but I never hear it.
to
I
me,
mean,
another self-therapy song.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just
the way. Okay, I'm sorry. Finish.
yeah, no. I mean, I just gonna say, I just realized that like it makes a lot of sense that this song is right after number one because on number one he asked, "Oh, when I gonna learn how to let things go?" And like just I'm back again. I have no friends, but at least I know I'm my number one. And now he's saying, yeah. I mean, like things are easy come, easy go. I just gotta learn to like move on and like not try no not let this not make this let me down. Like I just gotta need to move on. Things are like easy come, easy go, but like I still I'm still strong, you know. So like it makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense that those two songs are
Yeah.
like this.
And
I
oh,
no, sorry, go ahead.
all right. Dan has said that like this one is about a friend he had in high school that did ending up in a wheelchair. And while that's a great meaning to the song, and I love that. And I don't want to take anything away from that. I feel like if you want to look at it more like a general sense instead of like specifically someone who's had cancers or is like in a wheelchair like that, like mentioned in the song, I feel like maybe you could kind of use that bridge. Like I feel like the rest of the song works on its own. Like you could use it in pretty much any context.
Like,
But I
where
feel
he
like
specifically talks about his friend. The rest
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
general. So that's why I was referring to self-therapy song again, because he kind of says to himself, like he tries to calm himself down because he feels bad, or he feels guilt, or he felt guilt, probably for like losing touch. But like, you know, it happens to everyone. You can't tell me that you never had lost track with anyone, because life goes by so fast and time flies by so fast, and like he's trying to just tell himself that it's just how life goes. It's the way it goes.
And that's why this song right now for me has been pretty relatable.
I want to point out, I really like the vocals in it, like how it's like in the bridge and the chorus. It's like normally like he's trying to get along with it, but then in the bridge it's almost like he's talking rather than singing. Like it's sort of like him talking to himself, trying to figure it out instead of, you know, talking to other people, like singing to other people. At least that's how I interpreted it.
Yeah. And what I was gonna say about the bridge is, like, if you want to look at it more in a general sense, like you could kind of use like the wheelchair and the cancer that's mentioned. You could kind of like make a metaphor out of that almost, and say like okay, maybe it's not physically something like that. Maybe it's like mentally, but it feels
stuff
like that. Yeah.
Or like other things that just make you, like, that are in your life. Maybe it's family, or you move into another country, or like work really makes you busy and all that stuff. Like that leads, like you are not generally responsible for that, but you still, it kind of happens that you lose touch, and you don't have to blame yourself all on that.
I just think most of us can agree it's a really good song.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's one of the best.
I'm sort of hoping for an extended version whenever they go live.
Oh,
I'm
that
sure
would be
they'll
so
extend
good.
it.
Because like,
kind of like
even
the fall kind of thing.
yeah, maybe. But like when he did the acoustic version, like even before it dropped in the US, he added a few lines already. I don't remember what the lines were, but he added like a line or two when he did it acoustically.
I remember. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't remember what they were, but he added something. Maybe we can find it a bit later again and send it into the chat. Maybe.
Yeah.
And I could imagine really good that they could like add that kind of an instrumental part that is in the fall, you know, that goes like pretty long, to that song as well. It would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm very excited for the next song.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the fan favorites. The plot thickens
I
because
think the
we are
chat
going.
is excited as well.
Yeah,
I have a lot to say about this one.
We're going to the second half of the album, track 7. It's going to be Giants. Enjoy, everyone. Yeah,
What a
Giants,
fun
everyone.
chorus.
Wow.
That's such
Okay.
a fun chorus.
If anyone was sleeping before the song with the Giants, they definitely won't like.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we all agree if anyone would scream like that in the voice chat, would get blocked immediately.
Could I do it?
Try.
Could I do it?
Please no.
Headphone user
I have
for sure.
Yeah, I'm wearing headphones.
I have a lot to say about this song.
Me too.
So, I'll say a little bit, but I don't want to go too far into detail or anything. But when this song was first registered, I instantly fell in love with it. For some reason, I don't know why, but it sounds like this big mythological, you know, like kind of like warriors, I thought, and then this just blew me away. The vocals and the choruses are amazing, but I feel like it's just so right there in your face about what it's about. It's not like Dan hiding behind. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but that was like the right point to join that, because Raz said in the beginning about the in general topic stuff, that Rick was forcing Dan to be completely honest, and you can see that in that song, like very, very good.
Definitely, yeah. I have Yeah, I have a small interview from it was back in I think November of 2020, back when Dan deleted all of his tweets,
Oh,
and it said
Can I
I don't know.
quickly put that into the chat,
I'll see if I
or I can do it?
can. Yeah, there's a
Okay, yeah.
picture of it.
So for people, like, maybe read that so you know what the song is referring to.
And he was saying stuff like, as someone as I used, it's like music, you're not supposed to, you're like a lot of people in music glamorize like drugs and stuff like that, and Dan said as someone who's used, it's a horrible, disgusting thing to glamorize. And then the verse in Giants directly talks about that, and still the world will glamorize it all.
Yeah,
And
another.
oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Another quote he made was, "It isn't rock and roll. It is sadness." And that you can see that in the lyrics as well. Like, he's clearly
yeah.
referring to those deleted tweets. Maybe we have to explain to some people in the chat what their tweets were about, what he opened about. Maybe not. You want to do that?
I wouldn't be able to directly say about what the tweets were. I wasn't there when it happened. All I have is a screenshot right here.
I mean, he deleted all his tweets on his account.
Right.
So I can't remember specifically what the ones were. I think it was like how he turns to Twitter sometimes instead of like talking to his therapist or talking to Asia.
Oh, one thing I wanted to add in, I want to add like a little bit of trigger warning is about substance abuse, and it's gonna be my story about it. So if that's something sensitive you don't want to hear. But I've personally used different substances. It's not anything major like heroin or anything, but I've used before. And in the verses, it talks specifically like, now I'm shaking in the night, sweating the sheets out, grinding my teeth out. Those are like specific things that people deal with, and it's just so in your face, especially if you've dealt with sobriety and addictions before. And like I said with the reg, this is especially something that's like a really good emotional outburst of just realness.
Yeah, this one is probably one of the most real and like, most emotional songs. Or like not. Well, it could be emotional, but like not like sad emotional, of course, but like
Right.
just the way Dan expresses his emotions in this one is just.
Yeah, also all the screams they're adding to this emotion, I would say. I know the topic about the screams and how they are used in the song is really controversial, and at first a lot of people dislike them. But I also heard from a lot of people that they have since grown to like it and also understand it more in the context of the song. And
Yeah. Like, I never disliked it. It just caught me off guard.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to
yeah,
it.
first when I listened to the song, it was kind of weird and off-putting in some way. But after a few listens, you really understand it in some way. That
I think it's a great, like, he's trying to show, like, with that scream, how he felt or how he feels about it, and
just letting it all
how
out.
pure his emotions are about that song.
Something sorry, I didn't want to like just change subject right on you, but something I wanted to add is like the bridge itself. I think, in my opinion, is because like I've dealt with it obviously, but it's some of the best writing they've done. Where it's like, if I could leave one thing for you, it's exactly what not to do. It's like, because Dan has said he's used before. It's like, hey, take it from me. This is exactly what I'm telling you not to get near, no matter how bad it gets. And then it's like, because take a look at what I've become and how he screams those vocals. It's like how emotionally damaging it can be. Like, stay away from it.
I absolutely love that bridge. I also just wanted to add that this was. It's rare that on some of my first listens of songs that I get ideas like this, but I think I already have an idea for if I were to do a music video for this one.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I was one of. I mean, back when it was registered, like Nub said. I mean, I remember when like Giants was registered, and I I mean, I was looking forward to it as well. The name Giants reminds me a lot of a game I played was Shadow of the Colossus, which was just like, and like the song when it came out. I mean, I didn't like it too much either, but then it since has grown on me as well. Like I can get past the screaming. I mean, the lyrics are really good as well. I think they are some of the best in the album too. And like it is a good song. Yeah.
Also, what like really shook me was how we said that before, but like how honest he was in the lyrics. I mean, I don't want to waste my time chasing white. I mean, this is brutally honest, and yeah, I think he really did what he said in that record. Like, explain to some people in the chat what their tweets were about, what he opened about. Maybe Nub, you want to do that?
I wouldn't be able to directly say about what the tweets were. I wasn't there when it happened. All I have is a screenshot right here.
I mean, he deleted all his tweets on his account.
Right.
So I can't remember specifically what the ones were. I think it was like how he turns to Twitter sometimes instead of like talking to his therapist or talking to Asia.
One thing I wanted to add in, I want to add like a little bit of trigger warning. It's about substance abuse, and it's gonna be my story about it. So if that's something sensitive you want to talk, you don't want to hear. But I've personally used different substances. It's not anything major like heroin or anything, but I've used before. In the verses, it talks specifically like, now I'm shaking in the night, sweating the sheets out, grinding my teeth out. Those are like specific things that people deal with, and it's just so in your face, especially if you've dealt with sobriety and addictions before. And like I said with the reg, this is especially something that's like a really good emotional outburst of just realness.
Yeah, this one is probably one of the most real and like, most emotional songs. Or like not. Well, it could be emotional, but like not like sad emotional, of course, but like just
Right.
the way Dan expresses his emotions in this one is just
Yeah, also all the screams they're adding to this emotion, I would say. I know the topic about the screams and how they are used in the song is really controversial, and at first a lot of people dislike them. But I also heard from a lot of people that they have since grown to like it and also understand it more in the context of the song. And
yeah. Like I never disliked it. It just caught me off guard the first
Yeah.
time I listened to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
first when I listened to the song, it was kind of weird and off-putting in some way. But after a few listens, you really understand it in some way. That
I think it's a great, like, he's trying to show, like, with that scream, how he felt or how he feels about it, and
just letting it all
Yeah.
out.
how pure his emotions are about that song.
Something sorry, I didn't want to like just change the subject right on you, but something I wanted to add is like the bridge itself. I think, in my opinion, is because like I've dealt with it obviously, but it's some of the best writing they've done. Where it's like, if I could leave one thing for you, it's exactly what not to do. It's like, it because Dan has said he's used before. It's like, hey, take it from me. This is exactly what I'm telling you not to get near, no matter how bad it gets. And then it's like, guys, take a look at what I've become and how he screams those vocals. It's like how emotionally damaging it can be. Like, stay away from it.
I absolutely
how bad
loved
he
that
feels
bridge.
that, yeah.
I also just wanted to add that it's rare that on some of my first listens of songs that I get ideas like this, but I think I already have an idea for if I were to do a music video for this one.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I was one of. I mean, back when it was registered, like Nub said. I mean, I remember when like Giants was registered, and I I mean, I was looking forward to it as well. The name Giants reminds me a lot of a game I played was Shadow of the Colossus, which was just like, and like the song when it came out, I mean, I didn't like it too much either, but then it since has grown on me as well. Like I can get past the screaming. I mean, the lyrics are really good as well. I think they are some of the best in the album too. And like it is a good song. Yeah.
Also, what like really shook me was how we said that before, but like how honest he was in the lyrics. I mean, I don't want to waste my time chasing white. I mean, this is really it's just brutally honest, and yeah, I think he really did what he said in that record, like to that he wants to be honest, and Rick pushed him to that.
I feel like
Yeah,
this song. Oh, sorry.
yeah, no, I just want to say like it's really good that Rick pushed him in those ways to transform his writing into this way because it really hits the mark. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
And that like is connecting to that heavily screaming part as well, like really like probably recorded him screaming many times, but he like said like it's not enough, I don't believe your scream, I don't believe your scream, until he really screamed his eternities out like literally.
I feel like this song is a perfect mix of metaphors and real. Because, like, obviously he's not literally sleeping with giants, but it's such a good metaphor that it fits in the song.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, so I think we've talked a lot about giants now, and one thing I want to add: don't do drugs, kids. It's not
Yep.
worth it.
Yeah.
So with that, I want to continue with the next song, if that's okay. And it's going to be "It's Okay." Enjoy. It's okay. So I already saw a lot of people write that this is a total campfire song. Uh,
I
and
could definitely imagine sitting around a campfire, like playing this on just a guitar.
yeah, it's like it's again one of those
Self-therapy.
soothing and calmer songs, and also the meaning of the lyrics in general is also really important.
Yeah, another like 3 self-therapy songs, that's another one. And I think I've like watched a lot of interviews with Dan like on YouTube, and he always mentioned he believes in therapy, he believes in having a therapist, and he wants to make sure that the fact that this is like a no-go to people like stops, like that you can like get to a point where you know like if you need therapy, if you need help, if your mental health is like in a bad spot, it's okay. I'm gonna actually link that like one interview as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in general, I would also go on with this topic. In general, I would say this is about it's perfectly okay if you are not fine or happy with yourself all the time, but it's embracing all those things about you, like your sexuality, loving yourself, accepting yourself, and I think it's really beautiful because also it also goes into the LGBTQ topics that Dan's also very prominently talking about all the time, also with the Love Life Festival that they are organizing every year. And I think, yeah, this song is also one of the first ones that he wrote for this record 3 years ago. Rivers also posted a quote of that one just now. And I think it's really a, an important message, like in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
addition to that, he mentioned that he hates when people are like that. It's what splits the society, you know, people that claim to know something, like as well like with LGBTQ, like people that say that's wrong, there's only one way, like only men and women, but also like just other topics, and that that like the song refers to that as well.
Yeah, also it also talks about the emasculated Greek, and I'm not sure if it's exactly about it, but also the toxic masculinity that is happening from some people, like writing the roots, how someone needs to behave, how somebody needs to be, and that this is not true, and breaking out from
Yeah.
this norm. Everybody can be what they want to be, and it's completely okay.
Yeah, generally people that claim to know something or say that what they say is right thing, that's splitting the society. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so in general, it's okay to be you, and you can love yourself how you are, and everybody should embrace themselves. Like, that's the overarching theme in general. I don't know. Maybe let's see if Chad also has to add something. Yeah, you aren't broken. Definitely.
Just a little
We'll-
bit confused.
Yeah.
I really liked the second verse where it was like, where it was every single day as all the boys would play. Like growing up, I wouldn't say feminine. I just wasn't the most, boys boy, if you know what that means. Like
Mhm.
I was kind of in between. So all the guys would like get up. They would literally sit on a fence, and it's kind of coincidental. I was up on the fence in the song, but like they would always throw rocks at people, and I'm like, bro, what the heck? Like, so I was kind of like in between, and both sides of people were like not emasculated, but kind of shunned out. So the song kind of like hits home where it's like it's okay to not be okay. That wasn't
Yeah.
really a full thought, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Also, like some of those I forgot what I want to say. Give me a second. uh yeah, so
Yeah,
the
Claire.
roots of our
Yeah.
society, so like how somebody needs to be, like this is also like don't you dare be weak, like that boys need to be strong and behave in a certain way. Or I also just
Mhm.
saw that Leia wants to add something. Maybe I can add her to the
Yeah.
stage.
It's interesting because in the first part of the song, he is like talking about a girl, and then he's talking about a boy. So he includes like kind of everybody, like
Yeah,
everyone can face like this hate or this like mm, just talking bad about anything that you do. Like people will always find a reason how to make you feel bad.
Yeah. So Claire,
yeah, feel
you,
free. Labs. There's a tweet that Claire just added.
Oh yeah, I
Ah,
remember that.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of claps in this song.
yeah.
yeah. That's a cool image.
And generally, all the
Yeah.
like um, short videos and stuff they like recorded, and they are like in the lyric videos. So cool, and you see like they use like not the most like not the newest equipment and stuff,
It was definitely all analog film. I'm a photographer, and
Mm.
I'm pretty much able to
but
tell if
also like the whole um building and like the
Oh yeah.
instruments and everything they recorded with. They also recorded outside, I believe. So they really, yeah, they tried like something new or like old school. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really love to see all those behind the scenes footages, like all
It
the
really
images
makes
and
me hope that
videos.
there might be something like the Smoke and Mirrors documentary with
Oh
Mer-
yeah.
with Mercury, because they recorded so much stuff. That would
Yeah.
be so cool.
I want to point out what Claire said probably is. It's okay because there's maracas sitting on the piano, and I can pretty much hear. I think I hear maracas, and it's okay. So maybe.
That was a really nice addition, Claire. Thank you for that image. And we also see our boy Mac in there. We love Mac,
Yeah,
even though he got fired yesterday, apparently.
Huh?
In the QA.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, I
I
got
wasn't
like
there.
Yeah, justice for Mac.
love, like Max love expression towards pizza.
It's a lovely picture.
Yeah.
All right then. So it's okay to eat pizza, and
Yeah. But you can't.
let's.
Yeah, you can't cut a pizza with a dough knife.
That's all I wanted to say. Oh,
I'm sorry.
stealing my jokes, but it's okay because we're gonna continue with the knives. Knife track. Let's
Yeah.
go. The Knives, everyone, such an explosive song. I really love it, and the guitar, the rock, and everything. Like, it's probably also one of my favorite songs on the album.
Yeah. Same.
Honestly, I think it's my favorite song that they've ever made.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can definitely understand because, like, the
yeah.
instrumentation, the lyrics, like, I think also Asia was involved in writing the song. She helped writing it with Dan.
Yeah.
And I think Dan also talked about it like she brings out his vulnerability like nobody else can do it, and he said he feels completely able to be 100% of his most vulnerable self with her, and I think that's really nice. And also she helped him not bury it in metaphors like we previously said. Yeah, that's the quote about it.
Yeah, that is one of brutally honest lyrics.
I sort of
Also,
wanted to. Oh, sorry. What?
oh, go ahead.
No. Someone in chat was talking about I had reams or something. He said, "What's up with knives being dull? What does that actually mean?" I feel like obviously it's a metaphor, but I feel like it's sort of up to interpretation. Because Dan said that he doesn't like telling people what it actually means, and it's up to incorporate it into the actual lives. But with the knives being dull, it's almost like it's taking more time for it to be over with, I guess. Where it's like it's twisting his spine and it's ripping from the inside instead of just cutting right through and it's getting it out of the way. With the knives being dull, it's taking the pain is more over time rather than right off the bat.
Yeah, and also you can definitely feel it again with all those screams, and you can really feel that pain that is inflicted by those knives, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There we would find like metaphors again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a metaphor. I don't think he literally has knives in his spine.
Yeah, because I wanted to add like something, which I'm not sure about that, but I've asked that person if I can drop that in here, and I got the confirmation. So I will not say the name just for personal protection. Um someone in this Discord, he has AS as well, and he felt like the song was referring to the pain you have by like with the disease. I just wanted to know if how you feel about that or how you think about that.
I'd add something to that. So I have a genetic disorder also. It's not AS or anything. But I'm pretty much constantly in pain, and this song is one of the most descriptive and accurate things that I've ever heard in my life. Like I've been searching for 19 years now to find a way to describe it, and this is the most accurate I've ever heard it been described. So it's very possible that's what it's about.
Yeah, I was like just saying like talking for that person, because I don't want to talk about like say that because I don't know the pain. But since
Right.
that person said he really feels that, I just wanted to drop that in here.
The "Won't someone please save my life" is fleeting. It's like right on the dot. It's like I want someone to help me, but it's also like my life is running away from me. But it's at the same time, it's and let me find the line. It's crap, where is it? Oh, I smile all day and cry through the night. If you as someone who has chronic pain, you can't just talk about it 24/7 to everyone you know, because it's like, I've been talking about this for years now. It's like, oh yeah, they know about it, so might as well just put a smile on and deal with it at night.
And
Right.
also the lines with a slow burn fire from the inside, and also the invisible pain that is filling each day. It also
Right.
refers to
Right.
this lasting pain that just won't go away, and it is making you suffer like all the time, and it's just lasting. And
maybe there's like two meanings, or he's trying to say like that like yeah, real pain, and also the pain you feel when you have mental health issues, maybe you're in a really, really bad spot.
Definitely, yeah.
But that like reminds me of the Smoke and Mirrors record pretty much.
It also in verse 2 where he says, "I open my mouth and feed you a lie," it's almost like, if someone asks you if you're okay so many times, it's like, is there even a point in explaining it anymore? If this has been going
Yeah.
on for so long, I might as well just like tell a white lie and say, okay, I'll just deal with this later, sort of thing.
Yeah, you try to hide it.
Definitely, yeah.
But I'm gonna jump in with that as well. I don't know if anyone in here, I don't remember, was there, but we were analyzing that bridge part where you can hear, actually, you can hear people fight in the back when you listen really, really good. You hear that just like fighting, you can't hear anything, but like someone said they could hear "you're a liar" or something that would fit pretty well with the
right.
lyrics that says "I'm open my mouth and feed you a lie," and that Asia, maybe it's Dan and Asia fighting actually, because Asia, like as you said, Raz, Asia pushed him into like telling the truth, and maybe they were like, she felt that he was lying every day, that he wasn't feeling good and he wasn't real. And maybe it refers to that, because as a partner you feel or you know that your partner is not doing well. So
Right.
yeah.
I think it's also possible that those background voices are literally Dan and Asia, because she's credited in the song.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like
Oh,
they probably try to show that they fight, or they, like, she felt that he was not feeling all right and he was trying to hide it and all that stuff, and that leads to a fight or to a discussion at least.
Yeah, also River shared 2 links to those background sounds that you just mentioned before, so if
Oh
anyone
yeah,
wants to
thanks,
check
Rivers.
that,
Yeah.
because it's really an interesting thing, like to include it in such a hidden way, like that you can hear it if you really listen to it. Those little bits make it so special. So
But if you don't hear anything, like, don't feel bad, because I did neither. It was the other people
yeah,
that could hear it and I was just talking for them.
yeah, I hear voices, but I can't discern what they're saying, at least not on my own.
Yeah. First I listened to it in reverse because I was like, wait, is there another hidden message? Please don't start it again.
Password 2.
Oh my god.
No.
all right then. So I think we can continue. So if everybody wants to follow me to the next track, follow you. Let's go. Track 10. Follow you. So now that everybody has followed me to this discussion, I'm sorry. I have to stop it. So, this has been one of the first two singles of the album, bringing us to the release of Mercury after all. And what has also been really special, like, and also one of the good experiences here on the server is like when they started teasing the new album and the songs, like they sent out those packages with the clips and the images, and it led us into like a mini hunt for those bits to lead to the release. Like at the end, we had our tasks, our clues that brought us to asking Alexa um, if Wrecked Insomnia is a good band name, and then Alexa answered that this is a good question. There are two sides to every coin, and asked to follow Imagine Dragons on Amazon Music to find out on March 12th. So like it led us into the new era for this album, and it was really funny to figure those bits out. And I wanted to include it because it brought a lot of people into the server also, like, and we found a lot of new friends to talk about with on the server, and I really cherish those moments.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't really big into the fan base like for all this, but it really like sparked my interest into it. And I feel like I've met a lot of good friends over the whole Mercury just
Same.
era.
I've been on this server for a couple of years now, but since like the password thing, I'm like on like every day, and I really
Yeah.
enjoy it. And I think they like connected us or reconnected us.
Oh yeah,
And it's
definitely.
beautiful, yeah.
Because Follow You and Cutthroat were the first songs released since I think the Birds remix, and that's not even technically a new song. So I think before that, I guess it was just Origins, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
was late 2018. So that it's a pretty big gap. And then uh, they kept us interested enough so that we wouldn't lose hype over the album, but also leaving us in the dark enough to kind of pull our hair out. Because I remember almost every single Sunday I'd get on, people were like, I bet we'll get something tomorrow. And then tomorrow came and went, and we got nothing.
And also about bringing people together, like it also leads to the context of the song, like because then in Asia were like starting to think about divorcing and separating because they also haven't talked in 7 months, I think, and um, then their life has turned upside down because they started talking again, they started to date again, and then they came back together and also then re-proposed to Asia, even though they technically didn't divorce. And this is like a love letter to her, and that even though there might be some difficulties in life and love, it still can stick together. You can still stick together after all and go through the highs and lows of love and life together.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yeah.
It's definitely like personally to him like a love song, but it has like such an important message, like in general, which I want to point out. I hope you can follow me. Um, there's like he's like talking about relationships in general that mostly people do it wrong or make that mistake where you lose yourself in a relationship. You think like you need that person to be yourself. You need this person in your life, which is, it sounds cute, but it's actually wrong. And what he said is, and I think that's beautiful way of thinking, is that you should be closest to yourself. You should go your path. Your partner should go their path. And you just should go like together, but like everyone like in their own lives. And you should not need that person. You should want that person in your life. But you should be at a point where you can be like, I could still be myself. I could still live my life if you weren't here. even if that sounds like harsh, but it's like it should be like that.
Definitely, yeah. There's a whole stigmatization, at least within a lot of teenagers. I don't know how it is in adults, but it's like if you don't give your entire all to the person, and like if you like what you were saying, if you seem like you'd be fine without them, it's almost insulting. But like you need to be able to be good on your own and with them at the same time.
Yeah. That is like the only healthy way a relationship. Like if it's like someone needs the other person more, or you need that person you can't live without, it's like not gonna end good.
Yeah, because that's almost like obsession at that point.
Yeah, and you are
Which
not able to live on your own and like live your own life.
right, like it's good intentions behind it, but it's an extremely unhealthy way of looking at it. Which in the long run, it'll just hurt both people.
Yeah. Then as well, I have like something instrumental, like an interesting fact. I don't know how many of you know that or have heard of that. I saw an interesting interview, and I've been looking for that interview, but I didn't have enough time because it was 9 p.m. already. So if I find it, I will post it in the chat later. Like someone said that they saw dance kids a lot, like singing and dancing to Follow You. Dan mentioned he realized that kids like Imagine Dragons songs, especially Follow You, and he found himself like being influenced by his classical, like his past as a classical pianist. He was educated as a classical pianist, and he loved playing like those big opera, like from Beethoven and stuff. And he actually recognizes that those classical patterns are in Follow You as well, and some other Imagine Dragons songs. He didn't mention them, but he said that part in Follow You, which goes like da 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 da, you know, um, which I think it's interesting that kids are loving this because of that, because kids generally love classical music.
That's a really cute fact. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to like drop
yeah,
that fact.
and that was the like when the band play on the Ellen DeGeneres show, they played "Follow You" and like with a bunch of kids singing the song too.
yeah,
So
that
Oh yeah.
was really cute one.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's interesting to know that he is actually influenced by his past as a classical pianist, and I think I will listen like more to that in Imagine Dragons songs now. Like, where is that kind of classical, yeah, thing in the song?
Yeah, and also what I wanted to mention is we also have the Follow You Summer Edition that is included in the Japanese version of the album, and it also gives it a different spin, like more acoustic and yeah,
like
summery in some way, I would say.
like 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 I think Rick Rubin said himself like the Beach Boys. Like yeah, I mean it's cool too. I think I prefer the production in the original song. I think it's a bit more like emotional, if that makes sense. But like the summer versions is also it's nice too.
So I'll expand on what she said about the Beach Boys. Rick Rubin specifically said, "Are you trying to make an Imagine Dragons song that's influenced by the Beach Boys, or are you trying to make a Beach Boys song?" And then he said that that made me think about it. And I was leaning towards putting out the other version of the song, but Rick also said, "Why don't you listen to them both?" And he said that he remembered it super vividly. That he was running on the beach, and that the one that he didn't put out gave me a feeling like a party, and the other one was like emotional, and that's
Yeah.
how he made him. That's how he decided to pick that one instead of the other one. So I just think it's interesting how like he had such an emotional attachment to one of them, but in comparison to the other.
Yeah.
Alright then. So if nobody wants to add something, I'm just seeing boots references. That's really nice, but not the topic of today. Maybe for another for another night. So
I have to cut you
let's
off here.
Chris is
yeah.
here. He can do a mashup.
Mashup of what?
Boots and follow you summer 21.
I believe that Daniel Kendall have made one,
Nice. So yeah.
but I don't know.
So
But yeah, I have to cut you off because we are now going to Cutthroat. Oh god, I'm
Yay!
starting to hate
yeah,
myself for the jokes.
and like
Abronet also
and not
also
You
and
have
has
to
not
this.
give the credits to me.
Yeah,
yeah,
I do.
yeah.
Alright then, the second
It's time for everyone to quit the chat because only one of us is gonna make it out alive.
Oh no. And
nice
it's not
one.
you. No.
Alright then, let's start with Cutthroat. So yeah, Cutthroat, the second single from the double with Follow You, and it was also one of the first singles, and it showed like the difference between the inwards and outwards
Yeah,
topics that they included in the album in general, and
sides of the album.
yeah, and also super heavy rock sounds in general, and I also think this one was especially influenced by Rick Rubin. Like he was heavily involved in the process of making it what it is today.
I think this is like the perfect mix of like a song. Like it's not, at least for me, it's not messy like something like digital is, but it's still it's like it's
Experimental.
it's like it's not chaotic, like controlled chaotic. It's still heavy, but you can like process everything right, you know, and it just flows well, and it's such a good song. For me, it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah, I mean, it might be a bit controversial, but for me, it's like top five Imagine Dragon songs.
I agree on the like thing you said with digital because at first it reminded me of digital because it was like different, experimental. But the thing why I like Cutthroat more than digital is it just flows better, or like the beat is like it just, yeah, the beat feels better, it flows and everything.
I like the comparison of it with digital. In my opinion, I like the chorus of digital more because it feels more like an Imagine Dragons song, if that makes
I
any
like the
sense.
chorus in digital as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you
But
on
I
that.
like the
overall, I like Cutthroat better because it's newer and it
yeah.
has that feel to it. But if digital had digital's first chorus and second chorus are the same thing. If digital had a second chorus that was different, I would like it better, in my opinion.
Yeah, same, same. Just the
But oh, sorry.
in between parts, they are just not rhythmic
Versus, yeah,
enough for me.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. But we are
I
talking
Okay.
about
also
Cutthroat now.
yeah.
I also feel like with Cutthroat, I can't remember what he said specifically, but like in the documentary or the making of the record with Cutthroat, it wasn't like even on their whiteboard. But Dan was like, "Yeah, this is a real thing. I want that." It feels like because like it's pretty split between the fan base. People either love it or they hate it. But Dan was like so happy with it that it's like he was confident in what it was. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he
It feels
also
like because it's so different, but I really like it.
he also said he knows that it's not going to be a radio song. It's not going to be loved by the bigger like part of like the fan base like all over the planet. But he still wanted to show this, so that shows how important it is to him.
Yeah.
I especially love like the second verse when he says like rather the planes of youth, and like he in an interview I just posted on the chat, he actually explains that, you know, it's just another thing that's like alluding to his Mormon roots, about you know, the the generations, just marching on the plans, and like he was just trying to like
Mm.
imitate that a little bit, It,
Oh,
it,
that's interesting.
yeah.
I didn't know
One
that,
thing,
but that's an interesting fact.
I don't have a source on him, but I remember him saying that they tried to add guitars to it, and that it never quite sounded right. It sounded too jazzy. And I just want to say, I really want to hear that demo of it with guitars. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it, like with just the drones, like how it is, it already works well. I mean, this was also like the first song from the that I managed to actually play on the drones. Like it was the first Imagine Dragon song that I could play on the drones. So like I like it a lot for that too. But yeah, I think maybe a little guitar would go well too.
And like the meaning self-exorcism, or like the two dance in him like fighting.
Yeah.
The one like that is super self-destructive, super negative thinking, yeah, anxious and all that, like that he was when he had written Night Visions and Smoke and Mirrors, like when he was in a really really bad spot, and he wanted to get rid of that self, basically.
Yeah, because like yeah, in Smoke and Mirrors, there's a lot of doubt. Yeah, but this song
Yeah.
is just like he's just like assuring himself that like you're not gonna get me this time around. I know what I must do now. You know.
Hmm. I feel like in Smoke and Mirrors, that version of him that was anxious and depressed and self-destructive and everything was bigger and stronger, and that's that you can hear that in the Smoke and Mirrors songs, and you just see like how he, yeah, evolved
Yeah.
during like Evolve and Origins and now.
So, anyways, up next is Beautiful Day.
I mean,
Hell yeah.
yeah. It's not the actual title, but yeah, that works.
Yeah, we would say a working title.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It'll always be Beautiful Day in my mind.
It
I
will
can't change
be
that.
beautiful day to us. Cheap
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
yeah. But stop right
Jeez.
there because we have no time for toxic people.
Yeah. Jeez. You guys are so toxic.
Ah. All
Take a
right then.
look outside. It's a beautiful day.
Oh
God.
my god,
Please
no.
play the song. I can't.
Yeah. Let's just continue before we have any more puns. Let's go. No time for toxic people. Track 12.
Yeah.
So
Looks
this is
like I have to leave. I have no time for you guys. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I love you all. Just wanted to
I
add
love
that.
you all.
Oh yeah, you're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, there's no toxic people over here.
Only cool people lounge here. Like
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Love you all, but
exactly.
no simp.
So yeah, it's like it's a really light-hearted song, and like it's contrary to like a lot of the songs talking about those heavy topics, and it's really like
I
celebration of life, like one of the
y-
yeah, like this quote says.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like, just things are gonna be alright, just, we need to uh, we need to surround ourselves with people that like, treat us well, and just, because we together can do good things, and it's gonna be good for all of us.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
That's what matters.
To me, it's a light, light-hearted version of number one, or it's not the version of number one, but it's like it continues. number one in the topic, like uh, yeah, people. I was talking about like number one. I was talking about people trying to tell you or you like define yourself with what other people say about you or what you do. And in No Time for Toxic People, it's kind of the same thing, that you should try to ignore that and live your life and do what you want and yeah, live your truth.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. It just to me it feels sort of incomplete. Like it feels like a demo almost. Like I love the chorus, but the rest of it, I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't seem like it's a finished song.
I haven't
Also,
thought about that actually.
yeah, also like we had it kind of spoiled in some way in that Jeep commercial where we all thought that it was called
A
Beautiful
beautiful day.
Day. Yeah, and I can understand that it might feel a bit lacking. Also, some might say it's a bit generic in some way, maybe. Like it's one of those general topics like, oh, everything's so great, what a beautiful day, and so on. But the deeper meaning of now no time for toxic people, like in that chorus, also gives it
Oh yeah.
a little spin to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and also like the beginning part is like rather deep. It's not too lighthearted. I mean, it's like I know what other people are talking behind my back. It's like it's not a happy topic actually, because we all know, or people that have experienced that know, like the pain in your heart when you know people are talking badly about you.
Yeah, but it's almost like coming to terms with it rather than it being a sad thing.
No. It's just like the introduction, and then he is like, "Well, and now let me tell you, I don't give a, you know."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
yes.
as well as you have no time for those people in your life, because he's referring to Wrecked, um, where he is talking about like he saw his sister-in-law die, and he experienced how fast someone can be gone and how fast life can end, and to not to see that only like in a sad way like he does in Wrecked, um, but also to like just celebrate life to your fullest, because you never know what's going to happen, and you just have no time for those people in your life that you just struggle with, because why should you
Yeah.
why should you give
I
them
agree.
time?
yeah, life is too short to deal with toxic people. Yeah, that's
Right.
Yeah, very true.
Definitely, yeah.
so I will ban everyone in this chat now. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
Just
On a
shut it
quiet
down.
note.
Shut it all down.
Burn it all down. Yeah. We gonna burn the whole house down.
AJR moment.
But yeah, let's go from the beautiful day to our last song, which is going to be One Day.
Okay.
The last day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope everyone enjoys the last. Yeah, One Day was a like fade out as our closing track. Like yeah, it's really light-hearted and really also although contrasting all those heavy themes of the song and looking into the future and what's going to come in a positive way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the song. I mean, I remember before the album release that Dan said that there was gonna be a song that was gonna like more or less tie the two sides of the album together. And like, I mean, yeah, it's just a great way to close the album. Just like, if things happen, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this. One day we'll just be happy, I guess.
It's a really good song. In my opinion, it would be one of my top on the album if it was like a minute longer. Like it could have used maybe one extra verse or maybe one extra chorus or something like that.
Yeah.
When I heard, like when I was listening to the whole record first, like I listened to it like in the like from beginning to the end, not shuffled, and there was the closure. And at first, I didn't realize it was the last song, and I was like waiting for that beat change that we know from Imagine Dragons. You know, like they change, just like in I don't know why, like something like the bridge or something, and it
Or
was
like in
just
my
like the
life.
same. Yeah, and then I was like, at first I was a bit like disappointed. I was waiting for something, but then like I started to understand how the songs are like, how do you say, like sorted, how they are put in order, and now I really like that song as a closer, and like yeah, just when I feel like when I'm in that mood, it's like perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey guys, if I could say something, I'm sorry I've been AFK since Monday. I had to go and do something, but
The whole
when
week.
I just, but um,
I'm sorry.
when basically when like the first few days when the album came out, I just saw everyone calling this song forgettable, and like I can see how people can say that because it's like a 2.5 minute long closer, and you know when we have songs like The Fall that are like 6+ minutes that are closers, you know I can really see that, but I think that for what it is, like as like a short little like hopeful song at the end, I really think that it does its job very well, and it's in like my
Yeah.
top. It's in like my top 4 for this album. Like
Definitely.
I love this song.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
So
in
this
that.
song's so good.
Like
Like it
I could
was really
imagine.
just the. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was like what I was saying before. It was really just the first impression when I like didn't realize it was the last song. You know, I had closed my eyes and just listened to the whole record, and I was waiting for something else. But now, like at this point, I really enjoy, and I really think they did a good job in like ending the album.
For me personally, it's like an amazing song, but I don't think it works as well as like a closer. Because like all the other songs are like big and grand, and it's just like an acoustic thing. I feel like if we had one other song that like came before it that had a sort of acoustic feel to it, it would have been a lot better. But I still like really like it. I just feel like it
Yeah,
doesn't fit as well with the other songs.
yeah, but also Claire makes a good point in the chat. Like it might work as a closer for Act One, but also as a flow to Act Two, because we know
Oh,
Mercury Act Two
Oh
will
yeah, that's
come
smart.
for sure.
Yeah, as a
And
transition.
yeah, it's like wrapping up the whole album, like Act One
Looking
in
forward.
itself. Yeah, and looking forward, and it might lead to what is going to be the next topic or the topics, like multiple of the next act. Like,
Hmm.
So I did actually want to point out where in a few months ago Dan pointed out that or said that one song would pull the two sides together, but that was before we knew how short the album would be and before we knew there'd be an act 2. So I think it's possible because One Day is labeled as a Cutthroat side song. So I think it's possible that we don't have that one two side pulled together type song and we're going to get that in act 2. But like what you're saying, it's a transition. So I think it's just the ending of this one album is not really meant to be the one that pulls them together.
I
If
like
that
the
makes
Yeah,
any
idea
sense.
of being a transition. Actually, it's just really good
that makes
thinking.
sense.
I think it's going to be really interesting when we are going to get Act Two, and then we look back at this conversation, like discussing how it might be, and
Well, we need to
Yeah,
make a song discussion like with that group for Act Two,
for sure.
definitely.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
and then Act Two comes out and it's totally different from what we said.
Yeah, it's also
definitely. Yeah,
Maybe.
interesting.
probably.
Like there are also speculations that Act Two will actually follow up really soon because of the whole Mercury tour being named Mercury World Tour instead of
Mhm.
Mercury Act 1 Tour, but we don't know for sure. But it's
Well,
quite interesting.
I
Well, they
also
would
think
tour for
it's
a long time if it was Act 1 only, and then they like follow up with Act 2 right after.
yeah, but I also think since Act 2 is supposed to be directly connected to Act 1, they wouldn't wait 2 years to put it out.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be a direct, not sequel, but like connection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely remember when we had Origins 1 year after Evolve, and everybody was surprised by that shock drop. Like, they announced it on, like, was it October 1st, and then it
Yeah.
released on November 1st or something
I
like
was
that.
like,
November 8th, I think.
Ah, yeah,
yeah,
something
I
like
was
that.
like, the last Evolve concert was like in August. I've been like end of August, almost September. And then when they announced like the new album, I was like, wait, what? I was just at an Evolve concert.
I mean,
And
yeah, I mean there was the whole password hunt thing, and s- but yeah, I mean it's funny that like we had Evolve and then like Origins we totally didn't know about, but then like now with Mercury that we know that we're gonna have a sequel. I wonder if they wait a year again or just like 6 months or 3 months. I don't know. Could be released tomorrow for all we know.
Yeah,
anything
knowing
could
them, they
happen.
would just email all of us Act 2, all the ones who put in the Mercury Ascending thing. They would just email us flax.
That
Yeah,
would be cool.
Yeah, imagine.
yeah,
I
Their
guess.
their label wouldn't like that, but we would.
yeah,
But I would say in general, like, knowing that Act 2 will come, the Act 1 is really promising. Like, all the topics and really hearing those songs over and over again and understanding all the topics and the general overarching theme.
Because
I think it's really exciting to look forward to the next act.
yeah, it was more scary to know because if you don't hear anything, I mean, I don't like not anything, but you don't hear anything in 3 years from a band. You don't know where they at right now. And with Act 1, we know like where are they at, like what
yeah.
point. And so I'm just excited to what's going to come. But do you guys think they like recorded the songs already for Act 2, or do you think they are still in the making?
A
Because they
hundred
were like,
percent. I definitely think so because I remember in the beginning, like before we knew a lot, he said that like this is our longest record ever. This is gonna be this is a huge thing, and then we also have a bunch of snippets in the secret videos. We only got like 4 snippets of it from Act 1, and there's like 25 or something. I definitely think they're done. He also said that they had 300 demos done. So
yeah.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
just a point of narrowing them down and figure out what goes with what.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
probably had to split it in some way because like you can't just simply go to Universal and say, "Yeah, we want to put 50 songs on this album. Let's go!" Like,
Yeah, because we saw how that went with Donda. They had like 28 songs.
oh, that was a whole mess in its own way. But
yeah,
Yeah, and as well, like they always do that for a reason. Like there's probably gonna be some like
yeah.
different
The
topics or like some other point of view in the second act.
I mean, I heard somewhere, like I think it was a lot of time ago, but I remember reading somewhere that like for Night Visions, they wanted to. I think the label only wanted to have like 11 tracks, but so that's why Rocks was bundled together with Nothing Left to Say, and I wonder if like is like it was the label's choice to like not have like a 20 track album or 25 track album. Maybe they said, oh, maybe you guys should like split those into 2 albums. Maybe that'll be better for the release. And so that's why we have Act 1 and Act 2.
It's very possible because their label doesn't make very good choices. Remember how they
Yeah,
said that Believer was gonna fail, and
and,
now it's
yeah,
platinum.
yeah. And,
Yeah.
and and
Maybe
of course, we had like 21 tracks registered in like BMI, but we only got 13 on this album. So like there's at least 8 songs left.
And
At
also
least.
we
Me too.
also didn't got any new deluxe songs like all the previous albums had
Yeah.
additional
I mean,
songs, but this
only
one
Evolve.
doesn't.
Yeah, only Evolve didn't have like a real deluxe version, but Night Visions, Smoky Mirrors, and Origins all had it. So I guess it's to be expected that Mercury could have like a deluxe version somewhere soon. Maybe I don't know. I mean, a lot of
I
things could happen.
I think Matt confirmed that the only deluxe we're getting from Mercury Act One is the deluxe CD, and it's just extra packaging. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that's what Max said. That we're not getting a deluxe with extra songs.
yeah, that makes sense, I guess. So
That's kind of sad.
yeah,
Maybe Act 2 will be just remastered versions of the EP.
Or
Act
just
yeah.
Three,
boots 20 times.
Act Three is just boots.
Yeah,
I mean,
remastered.
Act 3 will have like all the 2010 demos and all that stuff.
I
Just
mean,
wait
I
till you see
really
it.
want like a released version of
I
Power
mean,
Violence.
they still remember things like stars and dolphins. Like they played it on the like the Villor live. So I mean,
If
who
I
knows?
if I got Dan to bring stars on tour, I'm going to like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
I'm gonna get like a VIP pass just so I can ask them to play. I don't know, clouds, I guess.
I don't think you can talk to the band with VIP pass. I think it said it on there. It's not a meet and
Yeah,
greet.
yeah, I don't know, like a meet and greet, something. Uh, I'll do something. Just wait.
So, all right, to wrap the whole event up, so like we've heard about
Yeah,
all the songs, all the different
yeah,
opinions, and um, what is the thing I wanted to ask, and I also mentioned it at the start, like hearing all the songs for a week now, like it's not such a long time in comparison to like all the other albums like Night Visions, Smoke and Mirrors that also are like heavily ingrained in our brains and that we the songs we heavily love. But how would you rank this album in terms of the other albums? Like I know it's hard to pick your favorite kid in some way, but like
yeah. Uh, for me, this is, I mean, like I think this is my third favorite Imagine Dragons album, and like I don't say that as a bad thing. I mean, it's still a great album, but like I mean, Origins is still my absolute favorite, and I'll put Smoke and Mirrors at like second, especially because the deluxe version, like all the songs in the Smoke and Mirrors deluxe version are so good, and I'll probably put like Mercury at a solid third place, and like Night Visions 4 and Evolve at 5. I think that'll be my ranking.
Mm, for me, I'm gonna confuse you a little bit now, probably, because like Smoke and Mirrors was on my top all the time. Mercury is getting closer and closer, but I have an Evolve tattoo, so I think that says it all. I can't rank them,
Yeah, that's fair. There are good albums.
and not
Yeah,
to forget about Night Visions and Origins. I can't rank them.
yeah, that's fair. W-
It's
w-
definitely some of their best work in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so also what's interesting to think about like when Act 2 comes out and maybe if you combine those two and you have like the complete experience of Mercury, maybe it'll change like the opinion on the rankings. That was something I was thinking about because like you could think that Mercury isn't complete at this point because Act
Yeah,
2 is frankly missing.
it's
You
only
know,
And
half of the
you know,
artwork. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just realized something. Like Origins is a sister album to Evolve, and yet Origins is my favorite album and Evolve is my least favorite. So like I really wonder what I'll think of Mercury Act 2. Maybe it will be something a bit more different from Act 1 and I'll like it more, or maybe I'll like it less. So yeah,
Yeah. I'm
uh,
really excited for the upcoming act whenever it is coming, and
yeah,
also really excited for the tour to see all those songs performed live, like
oh
especially
yeah,
some of the fan favorites like Giants or Down Eyes with all those heavy
yeah.
screams and the instrumentation.
Yeah, I really want to see them playing like Dough Knives, Bullet in a Gun, Natural Origins, like even digital if they get it working live. I mean, imagine like like just you know from Bullet in a Gun to Dough Knives to digital to Giants, and then maybe Cutthroat. Like that'll be epic.
Also, I'm curious how like maybe some things will change with people because I experienced that with Mouth of the River. I disliked it at first, or I didn't dislike it, but I didn't care about that song much. But
Yeah,
now, like for 4 years, it is my absolute favorite song, and
yeah, that was me
that's kind of
like
interesting.
yeah.
It took a while until I really uh yeah got into that song, and I'm interested if because right now I really love all the Mercury songs to death, but maybe there will some will point out and some will I will kind of forget about or not listen too much, and I'm curious
Yeah,
what will happen. I'm sorry, my brain doesn't work.
no, no, it's all right. I feel it on that. I mean, that was me like burnout when Origins came out. I thought it was like a solid, I don't know, B tier song. Like it was good, but then nowadays, like almost 3 years later, is like my favorite song of all time. Burnout. So
Burnout is
yeah,
yeah, it's amazing.
so yeah, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for what's to come, and I slowly want to wrap this whole event up because it's also getting late. I didn't anticipate that it will
Yeah,
be almost 3 hours. So
3 hours.
It's a
Yeah,
Yeah.
good
but
sign,
thanks,
it
actually.
was
It's a good
fun.
sign.
yeah,
It was
Yeah.
a
thanks
lot of
everyone
fun.
for coming out and for everyone who listened. I'm really grateful for everyone who supported this and also everyone who's involved in the server, who's active, who's writing every day, who's been here for years. We're actually approaching our fifth server
Oh,
anniversary next week. Like,
Wow.
uh,
Wow.
it's really amazing. Like, they're like for me, I've been one of the first 30 members of the server, and seeing it grow up to be almost at 3,000 members now is really exciting to see, and also that the band themselves are also having their own server now, and uh, seeing this whole community is really great for me, and I'm super happy to be here with all of you. So I want to thank everyone. I hope we will have a great server anniversary next week. We will also have some more announcement for that coming soon, and I promise you that we will have some great experiences coming in the future for you as well. Like we will also have our infamous Mercury Survivor coming up. Also, we will open up our song discussion text channel soon, so we can uh, sum it up in text version again, like all we did this time in voice form. And yeah, I'm grateful for the last 5 years, and I'm happy to see the next 5 years come soon. Like, and
Yeah.
also really happy to see all of you come out to the uh, concerts coming up and meet each other. And this is really one of the beautiful things about the server. I think like meeting new people, new friends, and also eventually meeting them in person and geek out about our common topic that is Imagine Dragons. And it's really awesome to see. So I want to thank you, everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
I love
Thank
this
you.
community. I
Thank
love
you.
all y'all.
Yeah, thank you as well, Raz, from like setting all of this up and like taking care of the server. I mean, I know it's like a huge amount of work to like get all of this, safe for everyone. So like thank you as well for being here. We appreciate the work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Ah, almost makes me cry again. Ah.
No, no.
That's all good.
Yeah.
So again, thanks everyone for coming out. If we want to continue with the after party, we are going to jump into the voice channel right now. So if anyone wants to join in, also everyone who wasn't able to talk right now on the panel, we are going to jam out a bit and have a little fun. So thanks
All right.
everyone, and
Yep. See
see
you
you
guys.
around.
Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Was
Bye.
fun.